What's going on, everybody? Yeah, I just want to get on here and bring everybody back to now. Appreciate y'all being here and vibing with me for a bit. Yeah, I wanted to talk about some things I've kind of been working on today, and I don't know, a little bit of the yesterday. It's time gets to be a blur. It doesn't really matter. It's always kind of the same flow of like drifting out of kind of like the now and catching it, and then choosing to experience the now in a better way that feels good and is like doesn't involve suffering. And so really trying to get off the suffering train, especially when you see what an illusion that is always putting your happiness out to an imaginary tomorrow. And instead of just being happy now, because you're blessed now, everything's already happened, and it's like the more that you just accept that whatever state of consciousness you're really vibing in, like it's already a done deal. So you're happy, and that's who you are happy. It's as you explore this new dynamic and this new creation that you are, that you start to really value the peace that can come in the moment, or the joy. Any of these types of things are just kind of flowing from one state to the next. It's almost like you get these this, I don't know what a good word is. They're always temporary, and getting okay with that being temporary, and it's not holding on to a good feeling for dear life and never wanting to let it go and experience anything different. It's really changing perspectives and really dropping a lot of limiting beliefs and assumptions, and so much stuff from the world is just so draining and unimportant. And like as me, I'm just kind of just in my own bubble. I don't follow what's going on in the world. I'm just doing my life. I'm living free, and I encourage others to live free. The thing about all walks in this this illusion, or the world, or whatever you want to call this realm, there's this overarching nonsense that just tries to invade your space, and it's just so unnecessary to even follow it. It doesn't really affect anything other than your state of being. And so I'm just really just I wouldn't say avoiding, but it's just like actively choosing to live my life without the big brother narrative telling me how to react. I think that's part of the problem, is everybody's just reacting, and that, and by everybody I mean so much of this is just a reflection of what's going on within me. Symbolically, this is what I'm seeing and experiencing. Whoever's listening now could just be experiencing reality totally differently, and that's fine. And but as far as I'm concerned, it's just I just want to just enjoy life and encourage others to enjoy life. And after I posted a video I think yesterday or the day before, I don't even know, about just like getting off like the suffering train, just just for a day, just enjoy one day. And it's amazing the resistance that starts to become more and more obvious. And it's showing me a lot of limiting beliefs I have about how can I, this is the one that's manifesting currently. It's like, how can I be happy when others are suffering? This is like the same type of thing that's been going on for years. It's like you see, it's almost like you got the key to happiness, and it's like you just want to share it with people and be like, hey, it's free, it's for you too. You can do anything that I'm doing. You can live your dreams, you can do whatever. God's real and in control of everything. You're in a simulation basically. And you can live a life where you don't have a boss. You're abundant and you're healthy. Your things keep going brighter and brighter and brighter, and it's like, what more do I need to do to show you that you can do this too? It's like you do anything you want to do. If you just want to just go out into nature for 5 years and just survive, go do that. Do whatever makes you happy. It's like but not to judge people. That it just do yourself. Follow your own desires. It's crazy. How much of things are just these stories that we tell ourselves, and ultimately don't bear any reality. It's just another illusion. The idea is that people um, tell themselves just to not be happy now, and all the justifications that the ego tries to use to invade your space right now. When you can just go, I'm listening to the wrong guide again. I choose to listen to the Holy Spirit instead and interpret this situation differently. I was listening to a stream, I can't remember, I think it was giving wisdom to the voices of the ages. I'm just going off memory. It could be a different channel. I like that guy's channel, though. He's got an interesting tone to his voice. And, he does a lot of, voiceovers and stuff like that. And, I think it was, Yeshua, the early years or something. And that could just be wrong too, because I was cooking as this was going on. But the idea of fasting came up in this this book, and in it the idea of how we understand fasting. So much of what we think we know about things can be so easily reinterpreted. And the idea of fasting, not just I'm not going to eat just as a sacrifice, but more the idea of what a fast could actually be is just getting out of your habits, getting out of these habituated patterns of thinking. If you get up to, and I fall into this where it's I got the same routine, I'm just doing Groundhog Day, and on holding on to it, it's I don't want anything to shake it up because I like what's going on. and so realizing more and more not to fear the change, not to hold on to these things that are basically temporary states anyway, and looking more as everything that's going on is a benefit. So why am I afraid? Why am I holding on to it? I just need to let go and just enjoy whatever God has in store, and change my perspective on the relationship I have with God. Looking at biblically, Jesus said that we're friends. So it's why not carry that perspective instead of angry judge. The ego's kind of understanding. It's just let this go and just kind of just vibe in the right now and just feel peaceful now. I mean, if everybody did this, we live in a totally different world anyway. So it's what more is there to do than be the change that you want to see? Freaking out about these stories of the world, the vaccine, political things, what's the president doing? What's the government doing? What satanic shit's going on? What evil's out here? Every state exists. It's you start going up the vertical, you start to let go of these things you've exposed yourself to, and you keep peering into these low states, and it's they're there. It's because you're putting your attention there. So, stop putting your attention there and put it on heavenly things, and watch your world change. That's the thing. It's just you just gotta do you though, and not to take things that others are doing, because ultimately it boils down to you and God's relationship, what you're doing, and everything is a reflection of that. It's the more and more you kind of vibe in the oneness and who you actually are now, you're the new you. Stop recreating these old definitions of what we think things are. Because something can happen outside of ourselves. Some situation, event, person, whatever. And it's easy to sit there and judge it, or just separate yourself from that other person or that other thing. But to see what it is and to let go of whatever maybe something's triggering. Just assume it's something within me that needs fixed too, and I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to choose, instead of to have my ego try to define what this situation that just happened in the now is, I'm going to ask Jesus what this means. and I'm going to just obey whatever that new is, that new definition. I'm just going to go, okay, I'm going to look at it with love instead of fear. So where's love in this? And then it's amazing as you do that, you start to see the world you're in differently, because you start seeing that there is something besides fear there. And part of that is something you have to do for yourself. Where are you putting your mental diet? So you filling it full of lies, basically. It's like things that are just spinning you out in fear of all these worst case scenarios. It doesn't seem to matter what it is. It seems like everybody that's reacting to the talking points of the world is on some level. It's crazy to me. It's just, and it doesn't need to be that way. It's like, so much of it, it's only ever now. And it's like people forget that easily, it seems. Maybe not so much, because it's always now when you remember and you get to a different state, when you just, finally get to a point of like, okay, what the fuck is happening? It's like everything's just spinning out, and like worse, suffering and everything. Separation feeling, fear, anxiety, worry, anger, all of these states of consciousness that are creations of separation. But when you stop and go, hey, I'm getting lost in the dream again. I'm listening to the wrong guide again because I feel bad. I feel fear, I feel tension, I feel anger, I feel drained. I feel annoyed. It's not who you are anymore. That's that's an old man. That's the old man. You're in the old, when the new has a new way of looking at everything. That what's already there will be transformed in front of you. Every thought that your ego has, the Holy Spirit has the remedy to heal it, and to and to give you peace of mind. A lot of times, just a lot of what we desire is just to feel safe and just happy, or just be at peace. Not have to worry about nothing, or joyful. Any of these types of things, it's like, and then you try to like tell people, it's like, you can have it right now, and then they want to fight you over it. It's like, okay, give me every reason why your ego's telling you to be miserable right now. And by this hypothetical conversation, this is what I'm telling myself ultimately, because that when I'm getting angry and pissed off, that inner voice is talking to me. And so always go within, be very I wouldn't say cautious, but just realize what you're looking at has illusions and distortions in it. And with that, those illusions, just stop and go, hey, how can I interpret this differently? Is there a better way? Please show me a better way. I just want to be happy right now, because it's only ever now. And until you really grasp that, it's easier and easier to get caught up in